Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Got a very interesting video here that I wanted to share with you all. So let's just jump right in. As you can see, it says nearly 100 Catholic leaders oppose Clarity Act over weakened safeguards against illicit finance and trafficking. So the Alliance to End Human Trafficking, which is supported by Catholic organizations, said a specific section in the bill would make it harder to oversee illicit activity linked to trafficking and other crimes. So, quote, the Catholic Church has long taught that economic systems and markets must ultimately serve the human person, especially the poor, vulnerable, and those at greatest risk of exploitation, they said in a letter obtained by the bloc. So the article begins here. Close to 100 Catholic leaders representing congregations across the country are pushing back against a sweeping cryptocurrency market structure bill under discussion, warning that it could weaken safeguards designed to combat human trafficking. In a letter on Tuesday sent to Senate Majority Leader John Thune and Senate Democratic Leader Chuck Schumer, the Alliance to End Human Trafficking, which is supported by Catholic organizations, said a specific section in the so-called Clarity Act would make it harder to oversee illicit activity linked to trafficking and other crimes. So, quote, the Catholic Church has long taught that economic systems and markets must ultimately serve the human person, especially the poor, vulnerable, and those at greatest risk of exploitation, they said in the letter obtained by the bloc. Quote, while we recognize the significant promise of emerging financial technologies and support responsible innovation that expands opportunity and strengthens American leadership, innovation cannot come at the expense of human dignity or public accountability. So at issue is Section 604, aka the Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act, BRCA, a standalone bill that has been incorporated into the Clarity Act and has emerged as a key point of contention as lawmakers try to pass broader crypto legislation. The provision creates a safe harbor for non-custodial developers, clarifying that they are not money transmitters. So according to the letter, the group believes this BRCA provision could hinder law enforcement efforts to investigate and prosecute crypto-related crime. Catholic leaders said the section could create broad carve-outs and regulatory ambiguities that may make it more difficult to responsibly monitor illicit financial activity tied to trafficking, organized crime, child exploitation, sanctions evasion, and other forms of abuse. At the same time, many in the crypto industry strongly support the measure, saying it provides much needed legal certainty for software developers and helps prevent innovation from moving offshore. Leaders, including those at the Sisters of St. Joseph's of Philadelphia, Sisters of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and the Congregation of Sisters of St. Agnes, signed the letter. The Digital Chamber CEO Cody Carboni pushed back against the letter on Tuesday. Let's be very clear about what Section 604 does, Carboni said in a post on X in response to the letter. Section 604 says non-custodial developers are not money transmitters. Those who are building tools are different than those running banks, end quote. So that's the end of the article. It's an interesting article because we wanted to show that, of course, we've been covering for quite a while this Clarity Act that's been really being drafted, this piece of legislation, for seems almost a year, maybe more than a year now, since middle of 2025. And although the intention of these various Catholic leaders inside the United States, of course it said inside, across the country, so it's not necessarily anybody outside of the country, writing to the Senate Majority Leader, the Senate Minority Leader, their target is protecting humans, okay? And the other part here, so of course it's trafficking, organized crime, child exploitation, sanctions evasion, and other forms of abuse. But the Section 604 is really just saying that non-custodial developers are not money transmitters. So those that are building the tools and doing the computer coding and writing are different than those that are running banks. So there might be a little bit of lost in translation, or there might be a lot of good intentions here, but it seems there's not necessarily a lot of competency from these leaders on what exactly the legislation is doing, specifically Section 604. Because if there were to be the status quo, and if we were to take the logic of these letters, all of these leaders, that Section 604 is the problem, and then we say, okay, well then there is no crypto bill, then we just default back to what is the current status quo, which is Bitcoin and cash and bank wires. But do those help fight trafficking? Do those help fight organized crime? Do those help fight child exploitation? Do those help fight sanctions evasion? Do those help fight other forms of abuse? So we do understand, of course, that in other countries there might be different legislation, but we're talking about whether this is a central bank digital currency or the Clarity Act itself, which is speaking directly to the Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act, BRCA, a standalone bill that has been incorporated into the Clarity Act, and has emerged as a key point of contention as lawmakers for the past year have been trying to pass the broader crypto legislation. So this provision creates a safe harbor for non-custodial developers, clarifying that they are not money transmitters. That is full stop. Okay, so the comment at the way end here by Cody Carbone is saying, quote, Section 604 says that non-custodial developers are not money transmitters, full stop. So those who are programming and building tools are different than those that are actually running banks or similar financial services. So might be a little bit of a misunderstanding here, but either way, we wanted to share that with you all. And once again, we are cryptodeposit.org. You can email us at info@cryptodeposit.org. We've got tons of tutorials on the YouTube channel. Connect your wallet with dozens and dozens of wallet options. Of course, up top here, deposit cash, buy your stable coins, deposit stable coins, view your holdings, borrow and lending protocol over the counter, view your statements, XMTP messaging, activity history, and then of course you can exchange and swap. So we just wanted to remind everybody who we are, and we will be back very soon with another video on another interesting article in just a little while. And wishing you all, if you're not going to be watching the other videos, to wishing you all a great day, great afternoon, great evening. Hopefully you guys will continue to patronize our channel here with some views. That's all we ask of you, other than visit cryptodeposit.org and learn more about fixed income and yield from us. Have a good day, everybody, and talk again on the next video.